The CAGED system is probably something you've heard about, and it's totally outdated. There's something called the layered method that I'm going to share with you in this video that's going to help you play melodic solos. It's going to help you navigate the neck, translate what you have in your head to the guitar in an instant. So make sure you follow along. My name is Christian. I help guitarists play with a sense of confidence and freedom in 16 weeks without all the blind spots that normally appear on the neck. Feel free to print this fretboard sheet out, by the way. It can be useful to plot in the different notes here that I'm doing along with me so that you learn this stuff. The first thing I'm going to tell you about is the layers. So as you can see here, there's multiple layers, and it's kind of like, you know, when you go outside during the winter and you have, let's say, a winter coat on, right? Or you maybe have a t-shirt. That's the first layer you have, right? So you have a t-shirt here, and then maybe you have some shorts, right? Beautiful, beautiful pair of shorts here. So that might be the layer, the only 2 layers or 3 layers, I'm assuming you're using some underwear as well, that you're using during the summer, right? And then during the winter, you might have a jacket on, right? So this is my version of a jacket, very nice jacket, right? So that's maybe during the winter. And then if it gets extra cold in the winter, you maybe wear a beanie as well, like something on the head. Maybe you have something for your ears, right? Maybe you have a scarf around you as well, you know, and then you're kind of packed up in this, like this. And so the whole point of this is to show you that, you know, there's multiple layers, let's write that here, to what you're wearing. And it's the same way with the fretboard, right? So you have multiple different patterns that build on top of each other, and you can use the complex ones, or you can use the simple ones. You can select them depending on what you want to do, what melodies you want to create. Just like with the clothes, you can select what clothes you want depending on your sense of comfort, the type of weather that's outside, okay? So just want to start with that little analogy there so that we're thinking on the same wavelength. So we're gonna start with the major scale. And now you're probably thinking, oh my God, that's a lot of notes on the fretboard. And yeah, it sure is. But this would be the C major scale. It's a little bit hard to see that just by the fact that, you know, we don't know what these notes are. We just see a pattern, right? That's all we're seeing. But just know that all of these notes, they belong to the C major scale. So you can actually play this along with me. I'm gonna have a little snippet where we play it. So if we play it all together, it sounds like this. Then we have the pentatonic scale, and what you might notice here is that it's almost exactly the same groups of notes on the fretboard, the same dots on the fretboard as we had with the major scale. I'm just highlighting and taking away the major scale now. You can see that some of the notes are being taken away, but some of the notes also stay the same, right? They're not perfectly aligned, sorry about that. I'm not a graphic designer by any means, but you can see that they're being taken away. And so it's the same notes, some of the same notes are still there. And now this would be the pentatonic scale. Penta means 5, so there's 5 notes, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And then we start the scale over again, 1, 2, 3, 4. It's the same down here. And then we have the triads. If I take away the pentatonic scale here, you can see that, still some of the same notes are here, but we also take away some of the notes, right? But the important part is that we don't add any notes to a set of new locations. The one that stay behind, they stay behind in the same places on the fretboard, right? So those are the triads, and the triads, just to kind of explain that concept, it's the most simple form of a chord is what it is. the most essential building blocks, right? So if I remove the triads and we just have the root notes, you'll see there, we just have the 3rd fret of the A string and the 1st fret of the B string. Those also exist within the triads. We have the 3rd of the A string and the 1st fret of the B string. It's the same with the pentatonic. We still have that 3rd there and the 1st there, and same with the major scale. So you see how these kind of build on top of each other. They're layers, right? Just like we talked about with the layers here. In the summer, you wear shorts, and maybe you just wear a pair of shorts, right? Because it's so warm. And then you can add layers depending on how cold it gets. Now here we also have the chord. This is the C open chord, and as you can see, it's very similar to the triads. It's just a few notes added here and there, basically the same. Now with this understanding, you can practice these scales, you can practice these different layers, as I call it, and you can come up with different melodic ideas for that. And it's actually easier to come up with melodic ideas, I think, if you're using some of the smaller layers, because there's not that much to focus on, right? If you learn the root notes, that's great, and then if you learn the triads, you already have a lot to work with when it comes to coming up with melodies and improvising and coming up with solos. But just knowing that if you learn the major scale, you essentially learn all of these layers, that can be very liberating. At least it was for me. This is also based on the CAGED. I'm not going to make it too complicated here, but it's kind of connected to a few other things as well. But what I want you to understand in this video are these layers here, right? They're all the same. They're building on top of each other. If you want to learn all of them, you just have to learn the major scale, all right? So it's as easy as that. Hope you liked that video. I'm going to share more videos that are similar to this one. If there was anything that was hard to understand here, feel free to let me know in the comments. I'll be happy to comment and start a discussion down there and explain anything that you're kind of curious about. And if you want to be able to play all over the fretboard with a sense of confidence and freedom, but you're kind of limited by these blind spots and you're kind of second guessing what to play, feel free to click the link below and book a call with me. It's a free consultation and a free guitar lesson that you can get, and then we can dive a little bit deeper into this if you're curious about learning even more, even faster. So yeah, without further ado, cheers, have a good one.